Hey everyone, to the next episode, the next segment of the best of 3 Call of Duty Esports Podcasts. I'm Josh, we got Bash, we got ShadyNero with us today. And man, today we're going through a lot of information. I mean, we've got more 2Ks that have happened. We're going through the Call of Duty League and how Activision can support it. We're talking about the Players Summit that went down in Los Angeles and a lot more today. So we really appreciate you guys tuning in for the next episode. With that said, what's going on, guys? How you guys doing?
I'm doing great.
I'm doing fantastic as well.
Nice. Yeah, so another big week in Call of Duty as we're moving forward towards this first event in January. The players starting to kind of hit a lull a little bit for everybody, and so hopefully it can start working out.
Yeah, it's definitely. I think everyone's just ready for it to come. It's just it just needs to get here, but it's coming. It's coming up. So can't wait for that minute for this first. I don't know. Do you call it tournament? Do you call it
event?
I
The
guess.
first Pro League
slash tournament, but
first Pro League slash AM Open tournament. Yeah,
I'd say so. So, yeah, I mean, before actually we get into it, I guess you can follow us on Twitter if you guys haven't already. As you guys have seen on the screen if you're watching on YouTube. SalvationsElite, you follow me on Twitter. You can see Bash_BO3 on Twitter for Sam and ShadyNero for Rex on Twitter. And it's the same thing as always. We're available on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts, so you guys can go check us out there. If you guys are watching on Apple Podcasts, leave a rating and review per usual, as podcasts are. We really appreciate that. And with that said, I think the first topic we're getting to today is kind of like an assorted topic. There's a bunch of smaller things we wanted to talk about in this episode. So random questions, things that we wanted to go through today. I think the first thing is kind of the Player Summit. I think we should talk about first. And all that went down there. I guess, take it away.
Pros love Modern Warfare.
Oh, they love Modern Warfare. They love Modern Warfare.
Yeah, I think everyone really would have loved to been a fly on the wall during that summit. Just to see what's going on.
Absolutely.
I really want to know what they talked about and how big the fine is for saying anything bad.
No.
Yeah.
Because they're going to start coming down hard on those now with the salaries coming out. They're going to have to start.
They work for Activision, basically.
Yeah.
Right. And then also Scraps was saying, like this before, like the I Love Call of Duty thing was popping up, or Modern Warfare. He was saying like he's really excited for the future, like what's going to be happening.
Yeah.
And like now, like at first I was like, oh, this is great. Like they must have heard some really great things at the summit. Like there could be some positive changes. But then like that happened. I'm like, well, was that bait now? Like, are they actually like? Does he know there's actually going to be positive changes or not? I hope it was good. It seemed genuine to me at the time.
I feel like he was the only one to tweet anything positive. And
he was the first one that I saw. Like,
he was the first person to tweet about Modern Warfare when they got there. It felt like
it was like I feel like it was like the day before. I want to say like he tweeted that, and then the next day everyone's saying I love Modern Warfare. So I feel like it's genuine.
To the media,
it was prior to the social media meeting they had. So it makes me think it's less likely to be bait than obviously all the guys tweeting I love Modern Warfare, which is trolling,
right?
Obviously, but I'm at least I'm gonna take away like slight optimism from it, but based off how Infinite War or IW has been with them,
right,
with the pros as a whole, they haven't been taking feedback whatsoever, unless it's Ninja.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw that, but
that was
Aches tweeting at Ninja, and after Ninja was talking about gunfight.
Yeah. There was the Ninja tweet. Then did you see the who was it that tweeted back at was it David or Joe?
It was Joe.
It was one of the
where he said people never learn. And then I forget who it was.
JCap.
JCap. It's like you think people.
Yeah, you're right.
You're so right.
No one ever learns from their mistakes. You think?
It just almost seems like it's weird because you've got the first time where you got this franchise league, but it almost seems like the pros are pitted against
Infinity Ward.
Infinity Ward. It's just like, what is happening?
It's like Infinity Ward didn't get the message that there was a pro league.
It's just
a franchise league starting this year.
It just seems so
and maybe they really didn't. They probably started production on this 3+ years ago, around 3 years ago, after Infinite Warfare released, and
they didn't know about the franchise league until what?
A year ago,
maybe,
or so. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, but Yeah, I definitely will have a lot more optimism like when it comes to like competitive support for next year.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, hopefully.
But at the same time, like, come on, Infinity Ward could be doing way better with their feedback and how they receive criticism for this game, because there's obviously some very like realistic criticism and changes they can make to really help the competitive scene a lot. And like, whether that's just making Dead Silence a perk, which would make, first of all, that would make CTF and Domination way better just alone with that change. Because right now it's just so slow and campy because you have to play slow and sound whore half the time.
Well, if you made it a perk, would you make it so everyone runs faster with it too?
Probably not.
Yeah. So no. I mean, I guess you just wouldn't sound whore as much, but
really, running faster could be its own field upgrade, like double time.
Yeah,
sprint.
Why not?
I don't know, but just like things like that. I think really they're just frustrated with just the lack of communication. Like, they would be in a much better place if they at least saw things.
If they just
happening, nothing is happening.
Yeah, if they just responded to it, like just recognize that hardpoint spawns are bad. If they just took notice of it, it's like, yes, we notice this is an issue. We hear your criticism.
That would literally be better. That would at least be nice.
It was like, I hear you and I see you. Like, that's all I need.
Even as simple as just like, are we playing CTF or are we playing Domination? Right?
I know, yeah. We don't know how it's going to work out. And, like, I think the pros are kind of waiting on the devs. I think if Dead Silence was fixed, more pros would want to play CTF.
Yeah.
But because of, like, how campy it is right now, where you're just waiting to hear footsteps and then you call it out.
Yeah.
Like,
I know we already touched on it last week, but I don't think CTF's going to be coming in, at least at the beginning.
Yeah.
No.
I think with the Summit, though, I mean, there's another thing that came from the Summit supposedly is that they can't play money 10s anymore, which we're seeing today now with like these last few days with pros talking about that. So I don't know how that'll come into play if that just discourages pros from streaming. So they're going to keep playing and not stream it. I think has happened in Overwatch some.
Yeah, Overwatch, like, pros can't play up like pickup games for money or anything. But
which is
what's stopping them from playing a pickup game, but
off stream,
or just not talking about money on stream.
I mean,
nothing.
Obviously. They could do it, but if they get caught, they probably get fined or they.
That's true.
Whatever.
And that goes into the whole fine things. I'm sure that more of the players are scared now to do anything wrong. Right?
Yeah, because if there's actual real fines at stake for guys who, if they're making 50K and the guy making 50K is getting fined the same amount that Scump would be getting fined. So, like, some of those guys who are, they don't want to risk their salaries.
So they're not even going to stream it anymore. So
I think it just discourages streaming.
So that probably means they can't play wagers anymore either, right?
Yeah, probably.
I think so.
We'll see what happens.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, maybe not. And maybe it just depends how that works for, like, tournament sites and, like, whether that counts.
Yeah.
If it's like, an official site versus, like, under-the-table dealings. Yeah. Like, maybe that matters.
Absolutely.
So it probably depends how like the wording was made in the meeting, but I just anything that I think in my mind discourages scrimming or at least streaming the scrims, it just doesn't get me excited at all.
But that might just be the pros doing that. Like Empire, they just stopped streaming because people were stealing their strats. Like, so maybe that's just. I mean, teams do that every single year. Eventually, they just don't stream their scrims anymore.
Well, yeah, they're comfortable streaming at the beginning because they're all learning the game.
Usually we don't see it until later in the life, but now we're seeing it before we even get to the league, which is
to the first
just
match.
Unfortunate.
We're still a month out from the first. I'm over a month out from the first tournament, and they're already stopped streaming.
Yeah.
Like, dude.
So and that kind of goes into like obviously our second segment talking about promotion, but that's going to hinder a lot of people are going to start to not care about much of the.
It definitely affects the interest of the league.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but I think the AM scene, like the way that's been promoted, I feel like people are really way more interested now in the amateur scene than they've ever been in Call of Duty, and that makes me really happy.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that was something we were about to talk about was the league format and like how this is playing out, because I think that's pretty true. I mean, at the same time, like if you're like, let's say for example, like with this Minnesota event. There's 192 teams going to be there for the open bracket event. That's going to be at least somewhat streamed and supposedly casted, which that'll be really cool if it is.
Have to cast it. If they don't, it's a grave mistake.
Yeah, I mean, hey, Activision, if you're looking for casters.
There you go.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Catch me Saturday.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, community tournament on Saturday if everyone who's listening this week. But, yeah, I mean, again, there's 192 teams there for an open bracket event, which is actually a tournament, and there's money on the line for it, versus the pros who are just playing league matches, which lead up to something, which we don't really know what it leads up to at this point, besides like a playoff.
There's basically like playoffs, and then like there's eventually going to be a champs at the end. There's no way they don't.
Yeah, well, they said there's a 6-team champ tournament at the end of the year.
Okay,
supposedly, but only 6 teams are there.
Yeah,
but like, there's so many matches. Like, how much does this actually matter versus it just because it's the first event? Like, I think the amateur scene has a lot to. Like, it's gonna be really interesting and exciting this year.
Absolutely. That was one of my biggest. I think. I was a hard sell on the franchising because I absolutely loved seeing the underdog teams come up out of nowhere.
Do the open bracket tournaments.
Up until this year, there was always going to be a team where you would never heard of half the roster come up out of nowhere and shock the teams, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, even this year, you still had like teams like Midnight who came in
absolutely.
with rosters that would have never otherwise been in there.
Yeah. And then now with this AM scene, like you said, we got 192 teams coming in. I can guarantee you the majority of people don't know 75% of the players that are coming in. And we're going to see these teams kind of, with a passion pit. Yeah. Just come out and play and get to see some fun games, I think, honestly.
Yeah, I'm really excited just because I can now, like let's say next year, when teams pick up new players, we can know where those players came from. We're not going to see, Pristini and Arcides in Atlanta and they just appear, and I'm like, I've never heard of these people ever, and all of a sudden they're just really good. I'm like, where did they even come from? Why were they picked up? Like,
I mean, we saw the glimpses of that last year where we actually got to see a little bit of the casted tournaments. So, like, we were able to see like Simp and Celium like play on FaZe Black, a little bit, which was cool, and I really enjoyed that. And like, but the thing is, only like the final 2 rounds were casted of the open bracket tournament, so it's not like you were getting like a good feel for the actual amateur scene.
Absolutely.
I mean, the only way, and there was barely any stats kept. You'd have to go look up, and like it would be really inconsistent stats based off of like the last 4 rounds of the tournament in a 162 tournament team tournament. Like so it was definitely inconsistent at best. And so if there's way better stat keeping for these types of tournaments and casting at least like the last however many rounds, like 6 rounds, we're gonna get a good feel like the top 64 teams in the AM scene. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, if they can set it up to where we are basically seeing and knowing the top 12 AM teams, right? So like we can kind of see and get to know these players. I think that would help the whole scene as a whole, right? Just be able to recognize these faces, be able to stream them, be able to talk about these players that we're consistently play well, right? Like UIU. Parasite's team, all the academy teams, right? Yeah, they like you said, Rex, it would be a grave mistake if they just forget about the AM scene because it's going to be.
I think there's some ironic potential with the AM scene where, like, again, it's going to be pretty interesting if it's casted pretty successfully. I mean, all the AMs, they have to stream if they want to like maintain any type of money made. It's like the AMs do a good job of streaming and like keeping people in the loop. And and most amps have no problem being fiery on Twitter and spitting their opinions and things.
Absolutely.
And they're not held down by the force that is Activision with Twitter bans and not being able to say things. Like,
I wonder.
I'll be interested to see how that plays out.
I wonder if the AM scene gets enough traction, like enough viewers, like if there's actually gonna be more orgs, like either like getting back in and getting those AM teams, or like people are more orgs gonna be part of it. Because right now there's like barely any orgs are part of it. It's all just kind of like,
well, I mean,
free roam teams.
Past, right. I mean, in the history of COD, orgs were so incentivized because, like, if you make the Pro League these past 3 years, suddenly you're a real org.
Yeah.
If you get lucky with the right roster, at a certain tournament. So, I mean, I think there's potential. I think most teams kind of bailed. I think we saw a lot of orgs bailed at Apex and League and whatever it is, Fortnite, any other esport to figure out something besides COD right now because of the inability to actually go pro.
Yeah. I mean, maybe United will make a comeback.
Yeah,
that would be sick.
Yeah, I think, like, I think you saw it where when we're hearing these team names, right? They're not
honestly. The EU should make a comeback.
Yeah, absolutely.
As an org and just do it.
I think it'd be great to like get these names back that we've grown up with, right? In past 4 years, right? You know, like now we have all these new names that don't have a lot of history behind them, right? Except for OpTic and FaZe, right? But United, Luminosity, you know, all these teams. It'd be cool to see those teams, you know, be recognizable in the AMC.
Yeah, and maybe these like pro teams now, like more of them will pick up academy teams because it's worthwhile. Because right now there's like only 4, I think.
Yeah, that's the key thing too. It has to be worthwhile. They have to be able to make money off it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be the kicker kind of is.
Well, that's what pisses me off. Mm-hmm. It's like there's $1 million for the AM scene this year.
Yeah. But
they're willing to do $250,000 streamer tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
Like, bro.
Yeah.
You've got to be kidding me. You can't just put out a few, like another $1.5 million, put like $750,000 towards the pros, put $750,000 towards the AMs, just booster the whole scene as a whole.
Yeah.
But instead, you put on a streamer tournament.
Yeah, but like you don't know how much. I mean, they don't even know how well the AM scene's gonna do. Right now, it looks positive. I think.
Yeah.
It's like maybe over time they're gonna put more money in it, but like at the time when they're setting that up, it's like, well, we want people to play the game. People watch these streamers. They don't watch these AMs who only get 40 viewers. You know.
Right.
So like, why would we put money towards them when we can put it towards people who actually get an audience?
Right.
Definitely.
But I mean, the extra money would definitely incentivize orgs to be like, oh, all right, well, we can maybe pay off the players through some of the winnings, and like it's not like that big of a negative loss for us to have an amateur team.
Definitely.
So yeah, I mean, there's definitely potential there for like if the AM scene gets some traction. Hopefully,
if they can get sponsors because it's big enough.
Sponsors,
I mean, basically only like the top 3 or 4 AM orgs actually like have real type of sponsors. I mean, you see some of it with like, some of those AM orgs will have like their jerseys plastered with like these small companies, giving them like $150 probably to like have their jersey. But I'll be interested to see how that grows, and I think there's definitely some potential there for the AM scene to be pretty fun this year. I'm actually really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And I mean, again, depending on how many actual tournaments there are, considering like the whole format right now is really murky with like how many tournaments there's actually going to be for the AM scene.
Mm-hmm.
But if there's a pretty consistent amount, I mean, I think everyone will be pretty excited about it for the most part. At least like the hardcore COD fans will be pretty excited.
I mean, I think if Minnesota's tournament goes well, like viewership wise, like for the amateurs, I think more teams are going to be more willing to put those on. But my worry is like because it's literally the same like day as the Pro League game. So like I'm curious, like how are they separating those out? And I hope they're not separating out by like in Overwatch, they have the Overwatch League stream, and then they have Overwatch Contenders stream. And I think that was a mistake. If you put it all on the Overwatch League stream, but you make it known that this is the amateur part of it or whatever, like if you have Call of Duty Alpha and then Call of Duty Bravo is where the amateurs are playing, I feel like that would do better.
I mean, in the past when you're running a big time tournament for every open tournament the past 5 years, you got the Alpha stream, you got the Bravo, the Charlie, the Delta stream. It's like but now that they're only having however many, matches for the pros per a weekend, I feel like they should all be able to be on the Alpha stream.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
The pros for sure.
Bravo.
The pros will all be on one stream, I feel like.
Yeah, so, I mean, at the end of the day, I think the open bracket hopefully would be on Bravo, Charlie, and Delta streams.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like, focus all the matches, all the Pro League matches on Alpha, just Alpha, then dedicate Bravo, Charlie. I like
all with dedicated
casters,
casting.
Those amateurs, they have to get casters because they're only going to use 2 casters for the Pro League teams because I don't think they're going to separate them out. The rest of the casters have jobs, and they're hopefully going to be casting the amateur games.
Yeah,
so,
which I know too. Like, I never minded watching Delta and not having any casters. It wasn't the worst thing in the world,
but it was pretty annoying.
It was pretty annoying though.
It's way better when you got like Maven. Like people are way more hyped up.
It felt so amateur. If man, you're watching a good teams on that Delta stream sometimes with no caster.
Yeah, you'd have OpTic on there, and you're like,
what?
Why is no one talking? Like, why is no one casting?
Imagine if you're some like a League of Legends fan that comes over here and you're like, what in the world is this?
Happening? Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because that would definitely turn off a lot of other esport fans coming over.
Yeah.
From...
But what's weird right now is like it doesn't look like there's that many talents that are hired as far as we know right now.
I should ask who's confirmed.
We don't. No one's confirmed at this point. I mean, it sounds like Nameless, Merc, Maven,
Study maybe.
I don't think we know about Study yet.
Okay.
And
Chance,
then
right?
Yeah, I would assume Chance, and then
Chance.
Katie probably.
Katie Bedford.
Yeah, and so like, who else? I there's gonna be a handful of other ones,
right?
But a majority of the I mean, I would assume,
Yeah.
but again, like the majority of the talent last year hasn't been confirmed yet. We don't know about Benson yet. We don't know about like a lot of those guys. So yeah. I mean, even if they hired everyone from last year, like if they're then you just got your main people casting the alpha, and then everyone else is really working on the AM League. Like that'd be really cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But like, based off how they've been tweeting recently, it feels like they're going to be hiring like all those people are only working on the pros.
Yeah.
And then you're going to hire like nobodies to work on the AM scene.
Yeah.
But
I would. Sorry, go ahead.
How could you have? Because only 2 casters can do those pro league games, and I really doubt they're going to play 2 pro league games at the same time because there's not that many pro league games happening.
No, I agree.
They're just going to do it all like in one channel. So I feel like those other casters are going to be hopefully doing the AM stuff.
That is true, and they just do like rotation, or maybe just have 2 dedicated.
I mean, they recently posted like they're looking for more AM casters.
Yeah.
But like,
which I wouldn't mind seeing new faces come up. However, I would like that, same familiar faces from years past.
Well, because then it brings more like authority to the AM scene,
absolutely,
which is what's needed.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, because like, it just feels like not even it doesn't even feel like like last year or in the past. It's felt like even this MLG gave by nowhere enough support to the AM scene.
Yeah.
And like it was just because they didn't have enough resources to do so. They wanted to, but they weren't able to.
Mm-hmm.
And so, if the Call of Duty has any reason, they're gonna put a lot of effort and resources into the AM scene. So, I don't know. There's a lot that they can do there with the AM scene to help cut out a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to it.
But it definitely could be a huge stepping stone, building block for the whole league as a whole.
Yeah, I agree. So the next like small topic that we wanted to talk about was Crash as a map for the CDL.
Yeah.
At least so far, it seems like the pros aren't into it, which I can understand. With how they've changed Crash and 5v5, it was never made for 5v5.
Plays really different.
It plays a lot different.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all been playing it in Search.
Yeah.
So fun to
doors
watch,
are strange.
though.
No, yeah, absolutely.
It's fun to watch and play Crash.
Yeah. Plus, it is a familiar map, right?
I know.
I know pros have gone back and forth. I know Nate Shot tweeted that unpopular opinion where he didn't want old maps. He wants new experiences, right? But I don't mind the majority of the maps being new maps, but then maybe throwing it back.
Man, yeah.
Throwing a Crash in.
That was my thing. Like last year on Black Ops 4, I had so much fun playing Firing Range, Slums, everywhere else. Those maps were so fun to me at Summit.
Mm-hmm.
But like it just sucked because it was 5v5 and the maps weren't made for 5v5. It didn't feel right.
It felt strange.
And that's kind of where I feel like it's at for 5v5 on Crash.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which is unfortunate. I mean, we played it a few times 5v5.
Yeah.
And we normally play 3s or 4s, but it's felt fine on 3s and 4s. But I think I agree with
5s feels.
The pros, I think, reasonably have thought it doesn't feel right. I think part of that's the doors and how it plays with the rush routes.
Oh, it's so awkward, especially A-bomb. I feel like it would be incredibly awkward.
And when everybody has stuns and nades, right at this point, like, and trophy systems are inconsistent, and they're not equipment, so you can't throw them down every single time.
Yeah.
Like maybe it'd be completely different if trophy systems were equipment and you could like rush differently on that map with trophies. But yeah, I don't know. I would love to see Crash, but I don't know if logically it makes sense to add it in.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah,
can we talk about I think streaks are GA'd and respawns.
Yeah,
Why?
pros don't love the streaks.
Like, I understand you're trying to make it more, I guess, competitive, but streaks are just fun. Like, that's what almost separates Call of Duty out, and to take them away from competitive respawn is like, we love someone who just pops off and gets, a Predator missile or what's it called, a Harrier strike or whatever.
Yeah, from past CODs, whatever, yeah. So
that's interesting. Why have you guys seen reasonings? Because I mean, Black Ops 4 was full of streaks, right? I mean,
yeah, because there's just no other option. Yeah. I mean, and so was World War II.
Yeah.
I mean, World War II streaks were insane.
Yeah.
But that's because they got the specialist in it, I don't think.
That's what I'm saying. In COD Ghosts, most pros ran specialist streaks, not actual streaks.
Yeah.
And because pros just prefer it. And I don't agree with it. I think it's way more fun to play with streaks, but I can see why we're pros. Like, where if you're playing on a team, on a map with 10 pros, at any point when it's 5v5, a guy could go on one little tear and then suddenly it changes the whole map, and it's just annoying.
Yeah.
Where instead, like, you get a slight benefit by getting these perks, which
competitively it should be specialist, but from a viewer's perspective, it's just more fun to have the streak.
I agree, and I think there needs to be a balance there somewhere. I don't know if that's where, like, there's a fine line that Activision should be walking, or the Call of Duty League offices should be walking with, like, balancing players' opinions and fans' needs and wants. Yeah. And, but so far they haven't really catered to either. So
it's been pretty bad on both sides.
Yeah.
I mean, Domination,
I
feel like
okay with it.
Domination would feel like more watchable if I know there's a potential someone can pop off and get streaks, But like now it's like it's specialist, like everyone's just gonna be running around for, a mile at a time before they get somewhere, and it's like, okay, I'm just watching a running simulator this whole time.
Yeah, I think part of it though, the pros just don't want to encourage camping, and inherently, like, if you have high value streaks, like, you're gonna camp for that cruise missile or whatever it is. And the fact that, like, pros don't want to run like a chopper gunner, and pros don't want, they don't want those types of streaks in the game. Yeah. They want, like,
if someone drops a chopper gunner on you and you're playing, like,
you deserve to
you
get
probably deserve to get chopper gunner. Like, come on.
That is true.
Yeah. No, I mean, again, I'm not opposed to it, but I totally understand why pros are where they're at right now. I think if Dead Silence was added as a perk, a lot of things would change, and maybe that might be enough for pros to be like, all right, well, now that camping isn't as annoying with Dead Silence now, like, then maybe we allow streaks. Like, that literally might change, but because Dead Silence is like the first domino that needs to fall if pros are going to really change things and how they want things to happen. So,
will it ever fall?
I don't think they're going to change it.
I don't think they are going to either.
I don't think they're going to.
I don't know. Maybe.
It would take Ninja.
It would take Ninja to say something about it.
Yeah, it really, really would.
Next day it's fixed.
Yeah. Well, I think with that said, we can move on to our second segment, which is talking about Activision's promotion of the Call of Duty League. So we've talked about how they can format it and help the players and maybe some of the viewership, but, like, specifically things that Activision hopefully will do that we've seen in other esports, and maybe even some new ideas that can help promote this league and reach the mass public. Because one advantage that Call of Duty has versus other esports is that we already have the player base to reach. Like, we're not Overwatch. We don't have to go reach, like, new fans. We can just promote the game to Call of Duty fans, and that alone will increase the viewership to a point where we're as competitive as any other esport when it comes to viewership. So, with that said, what are some ways that Activision can, and Infinity Ward and the developers can take to help promote the Call of Duty League?
Team Camo.
Dang game.
Team Camo, step one.
Let's do that first.
Like, you can make microtransactions. Like, in Overwatch, at least, they have, like, you can buy the skins for your specific team.
Yeah.
Like, and so if they do that with Call of Duty, where you could just, like, buy this, the Huntsman skins for your gun or whatever, like, that'd be super cool.
Yeah. They've had it in some past CODs, and it's been so inconsistent year to year, and it makes absolutely no sense why it's inconsistent. And, like, the weirdest thing is, like, other esports have done it, and it's like, it's so simple to do. Like, they do this all the time with camos.
And
like,
you're literally making money. Like, do you not
they're
like
making money.
Do you not like
Obviously,
money?
they like money. They love money. They live for money. Like, what?
It blows my mind because you have guys like, is it McGregor on Twitter who makes all the
Lion.
That dude made some incredible camos and that stuff. He's doing it for free right now, obviously, but, like, you have guys that are passionate about this kind of thing and want to make these camos, and it's just not happening. Like, everyone's screaming for it, and it's just not happening. I don't understand that.
And I think the first simple step they can take, and, like, they're just, I mean, it must just be because their developers are just overloaded with things they need to work on, and, like, it just seems impossible that they have 3 years to work on this game, and then it's still how it is like this. It's just crazy. But yeah, I definitely agree that like just the camo alone is a simple cosmetic they can use, and like I know Gears of War has done it where like if you watch the stream, you're awarded in-game items.
Yes.
And now like we've literally seen that with Twitch now. Yeah. Like it's so simple to do.
Yeah.
No, that's
Overwatch does it too.
Yeah, that was one of the reasons why I was watching Gears of War 4 events was you literally had a timer on the website, and it incentivized you to watch because you get a character skin, a weapon pack, and it's like that's like the easiest thing you can do, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not a programmer. I know it takes work, but to me, it seems like that's a very small
reasonable step
to do.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, they might do it still, to be honest, but
100%.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And like it feels like a logical step that they should be taking. It's like I'll be pretty disappointed if they're not actually making it happen pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Like come on, you know? And like that's just so simple. I just feel like, and like not just like camos, but it could be other in-game items.
Yeah.
And like imagine if they had like exclusive like DLC drops, like when it came to like, you know, you got like this type of thing first by watching it here, and then next week it releases to the public or like whatever it is. Like you get awarded just straight up COD points for watching. Like it could be anything, and like since it's Activision's League, they can do whatever they want. Like it feels like it should be so simple.
Absolutely. And kind of going along with it too was I know with Halo especially, I thoroughly enjoyed this when you open up your game right away, the message of the day, right?
Yeah.
Halo, after every tournament, they highlight the champions, right? I think it's just a very
and
simple
COD
thing to
never
do.
does it.
If they should add a league play like section, or not like a, you know, for the pro league thing, like a section for it.
Well, it's just ironic because like Black Ops 4, they said they were going to do that literally like in July before the game came out. They're like, yo, guess what, guys? We're gonna have this league play system. It's gonna be a league play tab. It's gonna be called the World League tab. It's gonna be so cool. You're gonna be able to watch events in it. You're gonna be able to get stats for events in it. You're gonna be able to play league play from it. Like you're gonna have leaderboards. We're gonna have weekly events. Yeah. And then none of it happened. We finally got a league play system like in like what, February last year?
I think so.
And we're on pace to be in the same shape this year.
And like no one knew what their ranking system was.
Yeah, Black Ops 4 was a tragedy.
Yes. Just keeping it simple, like just those in-game messages, camos, you know, just really just, and all that combined is saying, put it in the game where casuals can access it, so that they don't have to go online. They can literally open up their game and it's right there. Yeah. Hey, by the way, we have a pro league going on. This is who won. This is what happened. Okay, cool. It just seems like that could be a pretty simple message tab or something, right?
Yeah, literally. I know. It's just with how easy it is to like sync things in 2019, 2020 now. Like you would just think that they'd be able to make this happen pretty easily and seamlessly, working with Twitch and working with Amazon, but apparently not. And obviously, I mean, what we kind of beat around the bush about is the importance of league play in promoting the Call of Duty League. And we haven't even talked about actual like marketing campaigns that Activision could do, which I think we can talk about in a second. But the importance of league play cannot be overstated.
No, like people need to be able to compare themselves to the top people, you know, who want, like, if you're going to be, I'm a plat player, but I want to be, you know, a grandmaster player, like where all the pros are at or whatever, you know? Like, who's a top 500 player in the world, you know?
And it has to be easy. Like Black Ops 4 was the most frustrating thing was, what does this mean? What does my rank mean? Like,
Dragon Fruit, Alpha Charlie 3000. Okay.
If I'm asking,
am I good?
If I had to literally look up what my rank means, I mean, that's just a poor system. Like, have it, like, keep it simple. Keep it 5-6 tiers. Yeah. Know what tier you're in, and that's it. Like, I think they try to make it this like cool, overly complex, like
very military-esque type of thing.
But not even though. Come on, Black Ops 4 was cheesy.
Yeah, it was just weird.
It was just strange.
Okay, again, World War II's was like reasonable.
World War II's was reasonable, but just the way it worked didn't work.
It didn't work well though.
No, it didn't
like
work
people
well.
would leave and like nothing would happen. It was just like,
it was good in theory at least.
And like there's just simple things they could have done to change it, you know? Like when it comes to like, well, if your teammate quits out, maybe you don't lose all 25 points when your teammate quits out.
Yeah.
Or like if you're getting placed with when you're getting placed with like placement players, you should lose less points if you have placement players on your team.
Yeah, or like you have a bronze and you're like plat or gold and you have a bronze on your team. It's like, what? Like, why is this guy here?
Or if you go 55-5 and your teammate goes 0-37, like maybe you lose less points than the guy that goes 0-37.
And the biggest thing that angers me more is have a join in option.
A rejoin
option has to be accepted.
And I can't join back in. That's the dumbest thing ever. Like, let me rejoin back in because then my teammates are screwed.
Yeah.
Because of a disconnect. So many things that just go wrong that seems reasonable.
So simple, And
I don't know much.
It's crazy, and like past COD systems like allowed you to use variants in your rank play. Like what?
Yeah.
What? It's so what?
Yeah.
I mean, how do you manage that?
Have it.
How do you manage that in League play if somebody's like walking around like a full team of riot shields and RPGs? I mean, it's kind of toxic. Like, I mean, that type of comp can win games. Like,
right. Well, I think a big problem right now is like the competitive scene. You play GBs and there's the GAs and like. The game battles takes care of a lot of like the GAs for you.
Right.
Where like, we've got caught in the past where like they're behind on updating those systems. And so the guys are using like the DLC guns or whatever it is in these games that haven't gotten banned yet.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just so frustrating.
How do you manage that though? Like as the creator
there should be
of the game.
Team that is overseeing these things.
Yeah.
And Activision just does not get it. They don't understand. Like, how does Riot Games just pop up and then suddenly it's like, oh, look, League of Legends just exists. It's perfect. It works great. Like, what? And Overwatch is killing it with their thing, and Call of Duty's just sitting here bruh.
Yeah, the thing with those games, they don't have GAs in those games. It's just, you just play the game. So, like,
But it was inherently built competitive, though.
Exactly.
That's the thing.
So, like, COD just isn't. Like, it just isn't.
Which, and I think people are okay with it being separated as long as there's a reasonable way to separate it. And I think there is. But then everyone needs to be on the same page, and the problem is that's where the pros should have controls when it comes to like GAs.
Get like a game battles consultant or something in
that
there
type of
to
stuff.
like
right.
Yeah.
But like again, for some reason, Activision or whatever the developers have been over the years just don't want to deal with it.
I think
it's crazy.
I think you're seeing, and this is kind of going back to a macro view, is I think you're seeing the power struggle with Activision with trying to please the shareholders, trying to make money, right? And they're the ones who hold all the power, right?
And COD always just gets pushed to the bottom, or competitive COD always gets pushed to the bottom of the list.
Honestly, competitive COD can't be where it could be simply because it wasn't built for a competitive system at the beginning, right?
Right. If the developers would have valued competitive at some point throughout the years, then it would have worked out.
It just which is just unfortunate, honestly, because you've got this huge fan base that just are dying for this amazing competitive experience, and we have yet to get it. We've had taste here and there, but we haven't had this just amazing.
Again, there just needs to be certain things that like there's like core like the biology of the game. Like you need to have these things every year for competitive to make sense for COD, and it just hasn't been.
It's got to be consistent. And hasn't been consistent.
So that's the biggest thing. That'll drive people to play competitively, and they want to watch competitively. When you're playing competitively, you're gonna want to watch it. Like if you play high school basketball, you're gonna want to watch college and NBA basketball. Like it's just how it works. Like you just want to watch it because it's interesting.
It's what you do,
It's what you do.
Yeah, and you get tips on how to get better. You find different spots.
And I think
like, what's the difference between me and the top person? And you can see where like their rank is compared to yours.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think it'd also be really cool. Like, how they do, like, listen-ins? This is actually not anything related. This is a completely different topic.
Okay.
But, like, how they do, like, listen-ins, like, the actual listen-ins or whatever. Like, I wish they had, like, that was just constantly being recorded. And then they could, like, put out, like, cool, like, highlight fun, like, moments from, like, them playing. Yeah. Completely different topic. But
that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, like, fun, like, moments. Like, if there's, like, kind of, like, mic'd up, like, NFL players mic'd up or NBA players mic'd up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, if COD players were mic'd up, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, probably had to cut out a lot.
Oh yeah, I mean obviously.
Yeah.
Some things are said on the mic that you can't repeat.
We've already seen some instances of live
listen-ins.
Yeah.
But those were the glory days of COD, like when they were just
you could say
saying whatever they wanted in the listen-ins because it didn't matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, I think with like when it comes to like promoting Call of Duty, like I don't understand why COD or Activision or MLG or whoever it is hasn't worked with like popular content creators and then combine them with pro players. Like, it's like, this seems like the simplest thing to me. Like, if you go get the most popular pub stompers like Dismo and Korean Savage and all those guys, like Carnage Clan and all of those pub stompers, and you pair them with competitive COD players like Scump and Scraps and everyone, Dashy, whoever it is, all of the personalities of competitive COD, they're going to create some pretty fun content together that inherently will make people more interested in the competitive scene. Like, that's just an easy marketing strategy. And it'll be interesting to see how, like, the localization of COD works with the marketing of COD and how that intertwines, because I think it can make a pretty cool pairing, and like, it's worked with Overwatch to a sense, and we've seen the success that they've had, but there's opportunities there for sure.
Absolutely. And I'm sure you'll see every single team try to market within their local area, right? And different ways, however they.
But that's not Activision.
Yeah, true.
You know?
Yeah. So.
Do you think audiences are going to cheer for their hometown?
Partly. I feel like in certain teams, OpTics, or like not OpTic, but
Huntsman.
Like the Huntsman or FaZe, or maybe even LA OpTic to an extent as well, will have more fans than, you know, the home teams.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure, I do think that the new viewers, people who are just brand new, will want to cheer for their
home
area,
teams,
right? Because they're not gonna have any idea.
They're not as connected to the players.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like, well, I live in Minnesota, might as well cheer for the Rokkr, right?
Yeah.
So I can see that happening, but there's just no way that you're gonna not force, but someone who's been watching OpTic players since, you know, forever.
Right.
They're not going to be like, oh, you know what? I'm not going to cheer for them anymore. I'm going to cheer for my most local area.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
I have a feeling that I feel good about it. I feel like a lot of people are going to show up and cheer for their home state or whatever. But obviously you're going to have there's going to be a Huntsman crowd at every event no matter what. Yeah. Just because they're the Huntsman. But I don't know how much that's going to overshadow their hometown team. You know?
Yeah, that'll be really interesting to see how that works, like long term, like 2 or 3 years down the road. Like, are all of the OG COD fans kind of like gone?
Yeah. And
you got a whole new era of COD fans. I mean, we kind of saw it with. It was almost like the purge. It was like you purged all of the old like COD Ghosts, MW3, and Black Ops 2 fans with AW, Black Ops 3, and IW. And then you come back to World War II, and all these old school fans are like, "Yo, we're back!" And they're like, "Yo, who are all these kids?" You know?
No one knows who anyone is.
What's this AM scene now? All these kids are just like 17-year-old jetpackers, you know? But that's the weird like phases with Call of Duty's lifetime now. Is a lot of the old school fans are kind of gone, and you got the new age of guys, and you seen now suddenly there's all this love for Black Ops 4, and all the Black Ops 4 fans are really frustrated, like beyond frustrated with Modern Warfare. And I personally know a lot of people, like my friends and people who've been watching the channel, are just like, yo, I'm not even touching Modern Warfare because I love Black Ops 4 so much, and I'm still playing Black Ops 4.
That's
like,
crazy.
That's crazy. And a lot of people hated Black Ops 4.
Yeah.
And there just needs to be more. In my opinion, there needs to be more characteristics of each COD that transcend each game, because it keeps those fans there, you know. And it's just weird that there just isn't. Blows my mind, actually. I don't know what other thoughts do you guys have about like ways that they could potentially market the game, whether it's in game or out of the game.
I mean, there's gonna be big sponsors like. I don't know. Like, I think Bud Light will promote it and things like that. Just having having like a big name like Coke or Bud Light on there is just going to be good in itself. It's like, oh, this is like legitimate, you know?
Yeah. I mean, last year was the first year we had, we've had G Fuel for, a handful of years now. I'm not sure when they joined in again, but then last year was Game Fuel with Mountain Dew.
Yeah, that was
It does bring some validation to the scene again. I mean, back in the day, like, early on, they had Dr. Pepper supporting. Yeah. Like, that was like a huge get for them and allowed them to do a lot of things. Yeah. But we'll see what mainstream media or like mainstream corporations actually end up trying to buy in, because
do you start seeing TV commercials for
COD?
For COD? I don't know,
I mean, definitely the marketing has been low.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely. Yeah.
In my mind, when I think of like esports commercials, I feel like I've only seen League of Legends, maybe. Esports commercials.
League of Legends, CS:GO.
Yeah, maybe some CS.
Yeah.
I'm guessing Overwatch has had some too.
Dude, I really hope it's on TV because I can't wait to see all those Twitter comments of like those boomers just like, what is this?
Yeah.
On TV, they're shooting each other on TV. I should be watching Conan right now, but I'm watching Call of Duty. What?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I mean, I don't know with COD because just like it is like a rated like M game, you know. So
yeah,
like,
I don't know how that'll play.
like
I mean, CS:GO has been on TV.
CS:GO's been on.
yeah,
sure
but it's not as
TV.
gory as COD though. Like COD
Right.
literally has blood splattering onto floors and walls.
Yeah, you're painting the walls.
That is
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
There's a lot of dismemberment in Call of Duty.
Maybe they'll turn that off.
They could.
It's possible.
There's a setting, isn't there?
Well, you could go into the paintball mode, like
Advanced
Advanced Warfare.
which is amazing.
Dude, everyone ran the paintball
yeah,
mode.
It was great.
Yeah.
Got to see your bullets.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm pretty optimistic about it. I just think the money talks at the end of the day, and Activision's going to be willing to do it. I mean, there's a lot of billionaires who have their money behind this.
Yeah.
And whether it's just 1% of their net wealth, even if they're billionaires, it's something. And hopefully they care about it enough to promote it. And we've already seen like the LA Guerillas, who, come on, they're going to be one of the worst teams in the league this year. But they've got
really
a lot
don't
of
like them,
promotion
do you?
locally. They've got a lot of promotion.
He
in
hates
LA.
on them
I mean,
every single podcast. He's like, they suck. LA Guerillas are trash.
Sorry, Aches.
That's what he says every time.
I hope so. I mean, hey, go for him.
You never
I'll
know.
for him. But yeah, I mean, like, because the LA Rams owner owns the Guerillas, so they're promoting them through their already made connections. And
Yeah.
so hopefully that's how that works locally, and those teams can kind of get a following through there. But yeah, I'm overall pretty optimistic about how the marketing could potentially go for Activision, and hopefully we get some of this in-game stuff. But it might be too late because half the 3/4 of the players have probably already left Modern Warfare at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah, with that said, I think we can move on to our final segment of the show, which is Guessing That Player. Guess that player. We all have 3 players from a pool of 3 teams that we all have. So my pool of teams is Chicago, LA OpTic, and London Royal Ravens. Sam's is FaZe, Minnesota, and Florida. And Rex's is Dallas Empire, Seattle Surge, and Paris Legion. And so we all chose 3 players. They could potentially all be from the same team, or a random variety of those 3 teams that we have, and we all have facts about them.
Yeah.
So
I need to go first because I'm going to be a disappointment.
okay, all right.
So let's start off.
Sounds good. So Sam goes first, and me and Rex are trying to guess who he is describing with each hint.
Does he tell us the team? Who the person?
No. Do not
What?
tell us the team.
Really? Okay.
Maybe down the road you can tell us the team as one of the hints potentially.
Yeah. If it gets to the point where you just don't even know what's happening.
Yeah. So I have those as my hints down the road.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Fire away.
Well, yeah. So again, this is going to be a disappointment, but I'll do my best.
Okay, viewers, don't click
Don't
off.
hype it up too much. Yeah.
Just might as well just end it right now.
Man, Sam, you should work for Activision. You'll really promote the league pretty well. All right, guys, so this is going to be a disappointment. But stick around.
I'm setting expectations at a minimum. Okay, top 20. This player is a top 20 console esports earning of all time.
He's been around for a while.
Top 20.
Potentially.
Top 20.
Okay, top 20. All right.
Do you want to just guess, or do you want?
I mean, I have a 1 in 20 guess.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, okay. So yeah. So your teams are
Minnesota, FaZe, Florida.
Minnesota, FaZe, and Florida. Okay, I'm gonna give it a little. Should we guess every single round, or should we?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do a guess every single round.
Guess until you get it.
I'm gonna go with silly.
That's who I was gonna say. Was that it, or like, do we not? Okay, I guess I'll just make a guess, then we'll say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, make a guess.
You guess.
Don't take too long. We got a lot to go.
Yeah. Okay. Priesta.
No.
All right, it's not either of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one may be way I don't know.
All right.
He played for OpTic.
At some point in his career.
Yep.
Interesting. All right, viewers. I hope you guys are playing with us here because this is going to be a tough one. Rex, do you have a guess?
God RX.
There is no way he's in the top 20 earners of all time. He played for OpTic, Minnesota, Florida, and FaZe. God RX did not play for OpTic. What? Wow, I'm trying to blank here. I'm blanking here on guys who played for OpTic.
This is kind of tricky.
There's none of the names are recognizble. That's why I went with God
Is he a sub? Did you pull something?
Nope.
Oh, he's not a sub.
This is a starter.
Oh, because that's interesting. All right. I don't have a guess. I'm gonna forfeit my guess this time around.
Okay.
What?
I'll give you one more hint before I.
I think we should say
yeah,
the team names. I think we should say the team names when we do this.
Okay.
No, that could be a hint. Again, you can make that a hint.
Okay.
Right.
I'll make this a hint.
Yeah.
Florida.
Oh, I think I have it.
Shoot.
Havoc.
Oh no.
No.
What?
Havoc.
Florida. Am I just going blank here? What is happening?
There's
here?
only
I don't
one
have my
other person it could
roster
be.
in front of me. Sorry, boys. I didn't have any notes in front of me because it's on my phone.
This is kind of a. I'm sort of cheating, sort of not. But
1 second.
It's not. You can't put a coach on there. Like this is starters, right?
this is a starter player.
Okay.
And this is gonna be so obvious once I have the roster in front of me because I don't know why I'm blanking so hard here.
It's not obvious to me, and I have the roster. Want me to tell you who the roster is?
Yeah, just tell me the roster real quick because I'm blanking real hard.
Pristini, Mox, Havoc, Frosty, and Skiz.
Do you play for OpTic Halo?
Oh,
Frosty. I was like,
dude,
yo, am I
didn't even
crazy?
think of that.
And you said top 20 console earner of all time.
Yeah.
Wow, you were a tricky one.
So maybe I wasn't all that bad, huh? Well, that was like my like best one. So
Wow, that was tough. You did a good job there.
Yeah.
That's props. Because I was like, yo, am I crazy? I'm forgetting an OpTic member who's been on their team in their past. Like, what? I'm going crazy.
yeah.
But all right, no, okay, that makes me feel better about myself because I was losing all confidence in my knowledge.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, 1 point.
Next one.
Okay, next one.
World War II. He started off on Echo Fox with Gunless. Just throwing it out there. That was
Interesting.
Yeah.
On Echo Fox, FaZe, Minnesota, and Florida.
I have my guess. I think
All right, fire away, Rex.
Assault.
I don't have a guess. Is it Assault?
It's Salt.
Oh, shoot.
Last job, Rex. Last job.
I remember when he was on Echo Fox.
I didn't know if you guys would remember
Yeah, I couldn't remember.
the Echo Fox.
I couldn't remember.
or not.
I did ref him that year off the start, so I probably
you?
I ref that. Yeah. Dang,
Okay.
rip. Well, that's all right. 1-1. This is the deciding round for this this point here.
All right. This person won his first grand final ever by defeating OpTic Gaming
Oh, you're not gonna give us the year, huh?
in 2 best of 5.
In 2 best of 5s, they reverse swept OpTic Gaming, or
His first grand final ever.
interesting. When did OpTic?
Pristini, got it.
Shoot. No.
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 Not Pristini. All right, now I have a guess. Oh no.
Dude, what
Wow.
Wait, did you say
This
the
is-
event it was at?
No, he
Did
didn't.
you say the game?
Nope.
Oh, okay. All right.
See,
never
I just
mind.
don't even know who would have
I thought
double.
I thought Atlanta might be it,
Yeah.
but Silly would have been that too. So I'm stupid.
Man, I don't know. I'm gonna go with Priesta.
Yeah. That was it.
Yeah!
Who did he say? Wait, who was it?
Free stuff.
Priesta.
Oh.
Which event was it? Was it the playoffs?
CWL Pro League Stage 1.
Yes. Yes.
2018.
All right.
Yes.
So I'm the one asking questions here.
Yeah, go for it, Rex.
Go for it.
All right.
All right.
Wait, are we going to keep total points? Like, do I have 2 points now, and then like, because we're all guessing the same amount that way?
Yeah.
All right,
Let's keep
let's do
total
that
points.
way. Cool.
Okay. So
Rex,
this is
Empire, Seattle, Paris.
yeah.
Yes, Rex says Empire, Seattle, and Paris. So.
The youngest Call of Duty player to earn an X Games silver medal.
An X Games silver medal.
Yes.
Interesting. I have a very similar stat to that. That's one of mine. Wow, an X Games. So he was playing in COD Ghosts then, because it was just Ghost was X Games. right? Did AW have X Games?
I thought it was AW too, wasn't it?
I think it was. Yeah, it probably was. I can't remember. But yeah. All right, Empire, Seattle, and Paris. I think I know. Hook.
It was Hook, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's Hook.
Yes!
Yeah.
Yes!
That was
Yes!
Hook. Wow, good job.
Let's go. All right, 3 points.
I forgot that he was Advanced Warfare, but then he went to Halo. Okay, yeah. Good one.
All right, so here's the next one. Their former gamer tag was Sally No Nose.
Karma. Yes! I'm on fire!
Oh, dude. I remember the freaking podcast,
yes.
too.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that. All right, well, I thought that would... Okay,
Let's go,
so I guess...
I was on Hex's podcast.
Well, I guess that would be like 2-1 then. Because you both got it.
Yep.
No.
We're going total points, I think. So,
so you're at 4.
I'm at 4.
Yeah,
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay, so who played for Enigma 6 and placed top 6 at CWL Fort Worth?
CWL Fort Worth E6?
That was when LG won?
I think it's Black Ops 4.
LG won that, right?
In Black Ops 4, yeah, LG won.
So who was on E6?
Fort Worth. Man, I don't know.
You have Empire, Seattle,
Paris, and Empire. I feel like they should give it away. Who was on E6 last year? But I'm trying to think off the top of my head.
Is it Kismet? Was he on E6?
It might have been Kismet. Was it Kismet?
It's Kismet.
I
think only Sam gets that point though.
No, yeah. Whoever says it first gets it.
Yeah. Okay.
Dang. All right. Sam's on the board. Oh, it's me now. It's you. Shoot. All right.
So
I have to win all 3 of these to catch up.
Me or Rex.
Clean sweep. All right.
So you have Chicago, OpTic, London. Chicago, OpTic, London.
Yep. I have the Huntsman, LA OpTic, and the Royal Ravens.
Okay.
All right. First player. I went really deep on some of these facts here, so I'm assuming some of you guys.
You're gonna be weird.
This is gonna be hard.
Yeah. All right. First player. The first team he played for was Geared for Gaming, and all 4 players had the same first name.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Geared for Gaming.
Yep. Do you have any guess? If not, you can shoot one out there.
JCap.
Sam?
It's JCap. Flip. Slasher.
No, neither. All right. Next tip was he was a rookie in Black Ops 4. Rookie in quotes. So.
TJ?
Say.
No.
Okay. Who do you have again? You have Chicago,
LA, and London.
Envoy?
It is Envoy. Yes. My other stats for him was he was a Pro League All-Star in Black Ops 4. He finished second twice during Black Ops 4 with his team. And then he recently joined the Huntsman. So, all right, 1 point to Rex. Next one. First hint is he is a 3-time All-Star in his career. All-Star, which is fan voted.
Yeah.
Gunless.
Sam? It's not gunless.
Formal.
No.
Slasher.
You can't guess again.
Oh.
Next hint is his gamer tag came from a rapper.
Slasher.
No, not Slasher. Sam, any guess? 3, 2.
Scraps.
It is Scraps!
Yeah.
Oh,
wow. Let's go. Oh, let's go. That means I won. Yeah, let's go, Sam.
I just screwed Rex.
All right, so
So my other hints were that he finished top 2 in CWL Stage 2 regular season with his squad in World War II. He's never won an open event and has a twin brother. So,
okay, do the last one. Me and Sam, one-on-one. Let's get it.
This is it. Last player is he is tied as the youngest CoD player ever to win an X Games bronze medal.
TJ.
Kenny.
It's TJ. Yo, let's go, Sam.
Rex just dipped, bro.
Yo, full tilt. Full tilt.
Because that would have been AW, obviously. Who was he on AW again? Do you know what team that was on?
When he won the... No, was it with Temp? It might have been with Temp. But my other hints were that he made his LAN debut at UMG Philadelphia in 2014. Was not allowed to compete in Black Ops 3 and IW because he was too young. His first open win of his career was CW Atlanta in Cowboy War 2. Yeah. And then he joined OpTic Gaming heading into Black Ops 4. Yeah. So, yeah, those were the other hints.
We're actually good.
You know what, dude? Whatever.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, thank you all for tuning in. That was the next episode of the next installment, the final installment. Final installment.
The third.
The most recent installment. We're best of 3. We're done. We're
three and done.
We'll get them next time, boys.
Best of 3.
Wow. Maybe we should be done.
But that was the third installment of the Best of 3 podcast, which any good luck if we hope. So I'm SalvationsElite. This is Bash. And ShadyNero out there. And we really appreciate you guys tuning in. Again, leave a review. And as always, guys, we appreciate you tuning in. We'll be back next time. We out of here.